Welcome to episode 7 of Here Nor There, Confections, Addendums, things of that nature. I think I'm going to change an episode name to Things of That Nature. That's my favorite thing to say. Actually, my favorite thing to say is Here Nor There. That's why I named the channel that, amongst the other esoteric reasons why I named it that. Um, for those of you who don't know, the reason why I named the channel Here Nor There is because in American English, here nor there means that something is inconsequential, is it doesn't matter. So the reason why I named the channel that is because we always hear the term circumstances don't matter in the Neville Goddard community. And that is a play on that whatever circumstance you're going through, it doesn't matter. Whatever she said, whatever he said, whatever the bank said, whatever the job said, it doesn't matter when you go into your imagination to solve your problems. So it's neither here nor there. For those of you that haven't heard that explanation, you're welcome. I actually told the story on my very first live stream. I believe that I told that story in my very first Sunday service, and also I told it in my Facebook group. So, shameless plug, the Facebook group is free. We're at 1.5 thousand members right now, members from almost every country across the world. It is going 24/7 in there. We have many, many things to discuss in there, many, many things. And basically, it's a support group with it's like-minded people manifesting monsters in there, helping each other. And we're having fun. We're sharing memes, we're celebrating each other, we're celebrating every manifestation. And also we're answering questions for those for our brothers and sisters who haven't quite reached their manifestation yet. We're in there to help answer questions about the law, to help support you. So, and it's free. This is a shameless plug, shameless free plug. Do I even say shameless if it's free? Join the Facebook group because we talk about things like revision in there. And that's the addendum to the episode that I recently made. And that episode is doing quite well, actually. It is probably my, so far, my second best performing episode in 7 days, since the 7 days has been up. I don't even think it's been up for 7 days. I think it's been up for like 5. And it's performing very well. And it's something that's such a niche topic that I thought that it wasn't going to pick up steam, and it is doing very well. So I did do an older episode on revision that was a little bit more detailed than the version I put up on Saturday. But I feel like I came from it from a different standpoint on Saturday. So what I want you to look at time is not linear. The way that we experience it in our human bodies is linear. We think about yesterday is the past, today is the present, tomorrow is the future. But when it comes down to the fourth dimension, when it comes down to other dimensions, time is relative. That's what Einstein said, right? Everything is actually happening all around us as we speak. One of my favorite movies is Everything Everywhere All at Once. And that was a perfect indicator of how to look at modern quantum physics. It's a comedy movie, it's a kung fu movie, but it's explaining to you that reality is actually collapsed on top of you. Think about radio stations. I always go to my radio station analogy because it's true, because you guys can't see radio waves. You can't you can't hear them, you can't taste them. But when you dial in a device that has the proper transmitters, you can pick up on voices, you can pick up on music, you can pick up on a frequency. And just because the next station, you're on station A and you're not on station B, it doesn't mean that station B does not exist just because your frequency is not tuned in to station B. And that's what we're dealing with parallel realities. There is a version of events that the outcome of yesterday, the bad news you got yesterday, didn't happen. You got good news instead. The rejection you experienced yesterday, it didn't happen. You got acceptance instead. That yes, that no was actually a yes. That we're not interested is actually we're eager to bring you onto the team. That's the power of revision. So I use revision not that often because it is very powerful. It is very powerful. And I just say not that often for me because generally I visualize things before I go into them. So that's somewhat of a reason why I don't necessarily have quote unquote bad days because I'm always visualizing my day before it begins. But when things slip through the cracks, revision, revision, revision. And revision isn't just for what happened yesterday or the last week. Revision is for your childhood. Revision is for your adolescence. Revision is for your awkward teenage years. Revision is for reshaping any type of abandonment that you experienced in your life if you came from that type of background. Revision is extremely powerful. So you don't just use revision just for a bad conversation or a rejection letter. You go back, you can revise your childhood, you can revise military experience if that's in your lifetime. You can revise any type of traumatic experience. And what will happen is it will change your feeling about it. You may or may not be the only one in your new reality that remembers everything. But memory is fluid, memory is elastic. When you change how you feel about something, then you change your present, and then your present will change your future. It is oftentimes, I've had dozens of clients. And whenever I ask them what do they think is holding them back from their manifestation, they always go to the past. Well, this always happened to me. This always happened to me. That always happened to me. So I have a fear of it happening again. It is typically the past that is handcuffing us to a reality that we don't want to experience anymore. So revision is the most powerful thing you can do to change your present. And changing your present, like I said, will change your future. So I have a video on revision. It's an older video. I think I recorded it back in February or so. So go back into the archives of Here Nor There on the YouTube channel and discover that one. And revisit the revision video. That's a good one. Revisit the revision video that I just did Saturday and really soak that in. There's a lot of resources out there. I will be returning to this topic sooner than later, but it is the most powerful technique. In fact, Neville Goddard said himself in the Pruning Shears of Revision, which was the name, that was the name of the chapter in one of his books, but I can't remember the title of the book. But if you're ever looking for the chapter that he talks about revision, it's called the Pruning Shears of Revision. You know what? I'm not even going to explain it too much farther than there. Go read Neville. That's going to be one of the episodes in the future. Go read Neville. Read it for yourself. Yes, I may have introduced you to it. Yes, I may present Neville's works, his findings, his teachings in a more digestible manner. But there is nothing like reading the man himself. If you don't understand it now, come back to it again later. You will understand it. You will know what you need to know when you need to know it. The Pruning Shears of Revision. And Neville Goddard said himself, if he could only teach one technique to any student, it would be revision. It is the most powerful technique, and you need to be doing it, and you haven't done it. So go do it. You're neither here nor there. Thank you for joining me.